All right, learn to protect your wealth.
Everybody eats. Everybody eats.
I ain't eating.
You ain't eating? What you mean you ain't eating? You ain't making this paper, man? Everybody eat.
I gotta eat, man.
You are listening to the Everybody Eats podcast. Now for your host, Mr. AJ Simmons.
This video was requested by Joe Augustine, and I'm going to get into it like this. But first I want to tell you, I am AJ Simmons, your host of the Everybody Eats podcast. Thank y'all for waking up with me this beautiful morning, Monday morning. So Joe Augustine asked me to make this video on Instagram, sent me a message, and he asked me to talk about protecting your wealth, just because he was thinking about 50 Cent losing all of the wealth or whatever, getting sued over child support and filing bankruptcy and all that type of stuff, just as an example of how a person could forfeit some of their wealth or all of their wealth. So being that I'm not a multi-millionaire or anything, I'm not huge, I'm not rich, I can't go extensive in this. However, I can definitely give you some tips and pointers on the things that I do know, okay? So the first thing I'm going to tell you is this. Obviously, don't be a sole proprietor. Some people still don't understand what a sole proprietor is, so I'm going to try to break that down for you right now. Alright, so what you want to do is either have an LLC or a corporation. And the reason why you want to have an LLC or a corporation is because LLCs and corporations have limited liability. That means that if you were ever to get sued, if your company was ever to get sued, the liability is limited only up to what the business owns and not what the owners of the company owns, okay? So if you have a sole proprietorship or a partnership, just a straight partnership, then once the person is finished suing for the assets of the company, they can also come after your personal assets, you and your partners if you have a partnership, okay? But when you have a limited liability company or limited liability partnership or a corporation, those are separate entities from you. So that's why you want to either incorporate or get your LLC, okay? Because you want to protect your assets and separate it from your business. So the best way to ensure that's done is to obviously file for it, number one. Number two, and when I say file for it, I'm talking about file to have an LLC or a corporation. That's number one. Number two, make sure that you separate your banking and all transactions, okay? Because if you own an LLC and it's a single member LLC, which means that you're the only owner of that LLC, if you still use your business bank card just as if it was your personal bank card, if you're transferring money back and forth all the time between your personal account and your LLC's account, it still seems as if you're just a sole proprietorship. So in court, they won't recognize that LLC as a separate entity, but instead they'll just still treat it as if it were just you as a sole proprietor, okay? So you want to make sure that you have your books in order and separate the company's books from your books, okay? So that's one of the best ways, first of all, for a beginner, for lower level businesses, just to protect their wealth. Is number one, get an LLC or get incorporated to separate yourself from your business, okay? The next thing that you can do, so real quick, let me go over another thing about that too as well. A lot of people get DBAs, okay, doing business as. You go get your business license and a DBA. Well, if you have an LLC or a corporation, you don't need a DBA because really most of the time the people that get DBAs is a person who is a sole proprietor, and then they go get a doing business as, then they'll put the company's name. So it'll be AJ Simmons doing business as AJ's Cleaning Service. But if you just get an LLC, you can just get the LLC and name the LLC AJ's Cleaning Service, and you won't need it doing business as. The only time that you will need a DBA, doing business as, is if your company owns another company or is operating as another company. So for example, if I had AJ's Cleaning Service, I can get a DBA doing business as AJSimmonsOnline.com, okay? Because my company is controlling the website, okay? That's the only other time that you really should get a DBA and you're still an LLC or corporation. But what you don't want to do is, but you don't need the DBA if you do LLC or corporation. That's all you're going to do, okay? So hopefully that helped you and that covered that. All right. Now the next thing, another way that you can protect your wealth is, what do you put on your business cards and your marketing material, etc.? When you sign for things, how are you signing? For example, my attorney taught me that if you have a business card and your card says AJ's Lawn Care Service on it, then that attorney may be able to still sue for your personal assets because you just have AJ's Lawn Care. You don't have LLC at the end or incorporated. So it should have said AJ's Lawn Care LLC or AJ's Lawn Care Incorporated. So that way you can look at that card and you can see, hey, that card belongs to a business and not to a sole proprietor. Okay, so that's one thing that you need to be wary of. Another thing is, like when you sign a check or if you sign a contract, make sure that you always sign your contracts with your signature, and then after if you're signing anything for the company, sign your signature and then put the word "for" and then the name of your business. So for example, when I bought my business truck for my cleaning company, I signed AJ Simmons for A&A Solutions LLC. Okay, because somebody, a physical person, has to sign. The business itself can't sign, it's not a person, but somebody that represents the company can sign for the company. Okay, so if you buy anything in your company's name, always sign. Even when I buy my products, I sign AJ Simmons cursive for the name of my company, and then on the line where it says print, I write my name, AJ Simmons, for, and then the company. Okay, so that's another way that you can protect your wealth that a lot of people overlook. And then another thing that I want to cover is obviously the proper insurance coverage. Okay, if you have like a service company and you want to cover your business against theft, you need bond coverage. Okay, if you get bond coverage, maybe you can get a bond coverage allowance of up to $10,000. You can get a $20,000 bond coverage. You can get $50,000 bond coverage, which I have, or you can get more. Okay, and all you have to do is, usually bond coverages, you can just pay one time for the whole entire year, and that's it. So get bond coverage, get liability coverage. Okay, get workers' comp coverage maybe. Okay, but whatever you do, look into the proper insurances that your company needs or that's required by your state for the line of business that you're in, and get your proper insurances as well. Okay, so those are the ways that I wanted to go over today for covering your wealth. Obviously, there's other things that you can go into, but the main thing is just to have the proper insurance. Make sure that you have your entities filed, whether it's an LLC or corporation, and also make sure that you're signing for things correctly and things of that nature. Make sure your business cards and all your marketing material are properly documenting that you're an actual entity and it's not just you as a single member. Okay, now as far as your personal wealth, you want to make sure that you have a will in place to ensure who your assets go to when you pass. Okay, make sure that you have the proper life insurance or anything like that. Okay, all of your insurance, make sure you have health insurance if you feel like you need health insurance or anything. Just have the proper insurances in place, and just make sure you review all of your things. Like maybe meet with an estate planning attorney to make sure you got everything in place. Okay, now I will say this though, me personally, this is my personal opinion. I feel like if you just coming up, if you're young and you're a new sparking entrepreneur, really these are things that you don't necessarily have to obsess over early on. If you're strapped for cash, you're just trying to come up and get everything right. Okay, and you can handle these type of things later. However, if you are in a position to get these things straight from the very beginning, definitely do it. Okay, because it's important. It's just that sometimes when you come from absolutely nothing, you got to do what you got to do. Okay, so that's my advice. That's how those are some of the things that I know about protecting your wealth. Hopefully I was able to help, and thank y'all for watching, subscribing, liking, sharing, and commenting. This is the Everybody Eats podcast. I am AJ Simmons, and I look forward to talking to y'all again tomorrow morning on Tuesday, as well as talking to you live later on today on my YouTube channel. So thank y'all for waking up with me. I will talk to y'all again. Real quick, I want to tell you, you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time around. So why not join a mastermind group full of like-minded people who can help you in your entrepreneurship journey? I created a Facebook group where we have exclusive access to all sorts of things. I'm talking about live Q&A videos with me every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. You can ask me whatever you want live on the spot. Then while you in the group, you with other entrepreneurs, you got that network, you building with each other. Then the third thing that I'm also offering is instant access to me. And the fourth thing is, which is probably the most important thing, is you have instant downloads, okay? Instant downloads to anything that I put in my store, any type of e-course, any type of video that I sell on YouTube or on my site, any type of the starter kit, the Clean a Bit starter kit that everybody wants, my ebook, Is It a Scam? The Truth About Commercial Cleaning Franchises, all of that and anything that I release in the future, as long as you in this mastermind group, you can download it instantly, no extra charge, okay? So all of that, not to mention the daily motivational uploads in that group, okay? So make sure you join the group. It's only $97 to get started. That's the initial fee, and the reason why it's $97 is so that'll prevent you from joining, downloading all of my content and then leaving, okay? Thank y'all. I just wanted to tell y'all that real quick. If you're interested in that, the link is below this video. Click on that and go to and join that mastermind now, y'all. Thank y'all.